Hey traders, this is Christian Farmer at Strategic Trade Group, and this is your end of day market recap for Tuesday, December 23rd. As a reminder, tomorrow is a half day. Markets close at 1 o'clock tomorrow, and I would think after like the first hour of the day tomorrow, the volume should really trail off. There will be no end of day video tomorrow, but we will resume. I think probably on Monday. So new S&P high today. The SPYs, even though the breadth was not particularly strong today, I'll go over those numbers with you in just 1 second. But SPY did close at a new high, up 0.5%, rounding up there a little bit. Qs up the same. IWM did not participate today. That was down 0.6 of a percentage point, but I like where that is right now. Gold, silver, platinum, palladium, not gas today. Unbelievable strength today. Those continue to act really well, and the semis got involved today with the SMH semiconductor ETF, now up 1% for the day. So a couple things to I'm going to try to keep this video short. Let me see how I can bring this up. If I have this in front of me, here we go. Let's try to do this. And I will try to zoom in. Play screen share and let me go to this. So kind of some good news for seasonality. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. Tomorrow is officially starts the Santa Claus rally, which is the last 5 trading days of the year and the first 2 of next year. But I think that we've been kind of front running that rally like we did last year. I will show that for you just in 1 second. But concentrate on this, or focus, I shouldn't say concentrate, but focus on this data point right here. So not tomorrow, but the day after Christmas is one of the most positive days of the year. This is the S&P median daily performance since 1953. It averages plus 0.4 of a percentage point. Excuse me. There was a really interesting order that came in towards the end of the day. It was, let me just change this here. Flip around the screen here. I'm going to bring up the charts next. So let me replace. Here's the S&P chart, and I'm just going to bring up this option flow that we saw right at the end of the day. It was 5,000 of the December 26, 622 calls in the queues for about $2.20. That was an opening trade for $1.1 million. So someone is thinking that maybe you get some nice performance for the queues in the next 2 days. SPY, as we see it right now, like I said, did close at a new high. Like I said, it was not at the this was not the best breadth in the world for the S&P being up 0.5% today. Just to kind of give you the raw numbers, there was actually 286 names down today in the S&P, and only 217 names that were up today. So there was a couple standout areas, and I'm just going to bring up the Qs too, which did manage to get over the value area for the year. So that's 619.94, and I'm going to give you the numbers for the Qs as well. Just in case you were wondering, like, hey, my performance wasn't that great today. It's just because there was more things that were going down today than there was going up. There was up here. Sorry, let me zoom in on this for you. There was 59 names out of the 100 names that are in the queues. There was 59 names that went down today, and 42 that went up today. So it doesn't equal 100, and I think that's because Google's in there twice. But anyway, 59 down, 42 names up today. So again, not the best breadth in the world, but hey, that's just one day, and there was definitely some standout areas. So let me talk about those standout areas. I just want to go through the charts, which are the most interesting right now. That's gold making a new high today. Kind of fluctuated a little bit. After the economics this morning, it sold off a little bit, but climbed right back up and made a new high for the day. Silver continues to act as in beast mode. What is the, I would not be buying silver up here. Tack down another 4%. The RSI right now for this is an 87. So great place, I think, to take some short-term profits. That's an amazing looking chart there in silver. That is called it's one of my favorite patterns in the stock market. That's called the hockey stick pattern. right? That's when you've got a little handle and then straight up. So one of my favorites out there. I'm just going to show the ETFs, but you could do this with the futures too. This is platinum. Platinum was up 8.5% today. Palladium, right? Everybody needs a pal. There's palladium. This is the weekly chart, by the way, and this was up another 5.4% today. I traded this earlier in the year. I did not right into here. I did not trade it on the second time around. So very nice move there in palladium as well. A couple other things that that I thought were interesting today, which was nat gas today was also up 10%. So that makes a nice turn. Crude was actually up a little bit today too, and we actually saw a lot of XLE call buying. So maybe that's a false breakdown, right? I remember tweeting this out the day that it made a multi-year low, but since then crude has snapped back. Now it's still in a downtrend. Would I go long crude here? No, I wouldn't. But interesting, the positioning that we saw in XLE today. That's not a bad spot. XLE is a very sideways looking chart. It's one of those it's not the only trend here is sideways. So if you go long here, then you want to be cutting it like, once it gets to the top of the range. And I do see some resistance about 2% higher here. So, that's the story there. Exxon continues to look like it wants to try to break out. It still can't do it, which I get it. So these energy names, they just really haven't had the support of the commodity behind it. I would want to be going long Exxon for a breakout if I saw crude not in a steep downtrend. Like I said, crude is coming off the lows, but still in a downtrend. This was one of the big moves today was NVDA, and that's why that the breadth was as poor as it was today. Or why the indices did as well as they did today, even though the breadth was poor, is because Nvidia made a big move today. Still bullish, bullish 80%. I almost said bearish 80% rule, but bullish 80% rule. There was your kind of like, oops. I pointed this out last week, and since then, Nvidia has been very strong at this point. I'm just gonna point out one more thing too. I did go long some Broadcom today. This is one of those situations where Broadcom got hit really hard on a strong earnings report. I don't know if that's because the expectations were a little bit too high, and or maybe it was a bit overcrowded into the report. But now that it's come down again, I don't catch falling knives. I wait for it to kind of stabilize and move back. We did see some option positioning in Broadcom, so not bad in here. What else did I want to? I think that's basically it. The optical names, they still remain super strong. Sienna, which I'm still long, that's close to a new high. Light today too, which is also getting extended here, but these are your best in breed in the tech space. All right, guys, I said I wanted to keep this video short, so that is it for me for today. As a reminder, we are running a holiday special. Again, we want to be ready to go for next year, and we are doing some planning. I mentioned yesterday I did a video on kind of just trading plan and trading rules, and just getting really set for the year. And I'm certainly excited for the year to come. I think it's going to have a lot of curveballs, but I think a lot of good trading opportunities too. So that's you get 2 months for the price of one. That's a great way to get involved and to kind of check it out. And also you will also get the MarketWebs indicator for the 2 months as well. So it's a bundle, and it's a great special for the next 2 months, or you get two months for the price of one. So check it out. Have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody, and I'll see you guys after the holidays.